Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to Thursday, October 5 Days of Our Lives spoilers, Chloe Lane splits up with Xander Cook and decides to explore her alternatives. Sarah Horton must confront the truth, particularly after deceiving everyone about the baby. A startling surprise awaits E.J. Dimara. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Chloe felt it was time to end her relationship with Xander before she heard Philip Kyriakis and Rex Brady. Chloe was prepared to leave and marry Xander. Chloe still had plans to wed Xander despite knowing she had to be truthful about the baby's father. But that was before Philip came over to chat. After talking to Philip about their past, Chloe decided she would not wed Xander. It didn't help that Chloe had to wait all night for Xander to get home. At this point, it appears that Chloe and Philip will conclude that Salem isn't the right place for any of them, and that they will move to NYC. There, will Chloe and Philip start a new life. Up until this time, Sarah had misled everyone on the father of infant Victoria. Nobody likes the way things are right now. Of course, now that Xander is involved, Sarah is pissed with Rex for talking about this in public. Why go to all this fuss when the truth will eventually come out? All Sarah did was delay what would eventually happen. In the current power battle, E.J. Dimara is attempting to have Xander killed and Rex blamed for the crime. Now that Susan is trying to manipulate E.J., both men are in grave danger. Will Xander and Rex both live? Will Xander eventually be able to see his child? Will Rex now abandon Sarah and the child? Ava Vitali and Susan have now both arrived at the Dimara home after Susan visited her relatives again. Unfortunately, E.J. might be responsible for much more than most people realize. Who precisely were the two men who picked up Susan and dropped her off? There has to be someone or E.J. behind those men. Did E.J. always know Susan was still alive? Does Susan know more about the men who picked her up from the accident scene than she is letting on? Susan, after all, steadfastly declined to divulge any details about them. Did Susan hear the guys talking about E.J. or anyone connected to him? Does Susan know where the guys were? According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for Tuesday, October 3, Ava Vitali and Harris Michaels are in serious trouble as their predicament gets worse. Ray Fernandez is taken by surprise. Does Susan Banks signal E.J. Dimara that she needs assistance? When Belle Black discovers the truth about Sean Brady, she loses. Times of Our Lives spoilers state that while Ava and Harris were evading E.J., they believed that things were horrible. However, now that they know where Susan is being held, things have unexpectedly gotten much worse. Unfortunately, Susan has been put in the same room as Harris and Ava, who have been given drugs. What plans does Edmund Crumb have? The three of them need to escape that chamber and make their way to freedom, so Ava and Harris must devise a plan. Can these two inmates who escaped from a mental institution find a way to save Susan? Will a less-than-white knight ultimately come to their aid after Susan finally convinces him with the signals she has been sending? Jada Hunter was sent home by Rafe to monitor events at the Salem PD. Around town, things are already far from being as they should be. Someone Rafe doesn't anticipate will arrive in London in the interim. But maybe this person knows how to handle Mr. Crumb. Will E.J. accept Nichols' advice and go offer assistance? E.J. refused Nichols' attempt to tell him that his mother was trying to get in touch with him. After all this time, what will happen to make E.J. decide to leave everything behind and join the quest for his mother? Who will arrive to assist Rafe, E.J. or someone else? Will Rafe and E.J. be successful in delivering the three hostages home safely and rescuing them from Mr. Crump? Sean explained to Belle that Talia Hunter had to work that night and that Jada had allowed him to stay at their apartment to sober up after he hadn't returned home all night. At the hospital, where Talia had just told Marlena Evans what had happened that evening, Jada confronted Sean about this. They'll just so happen to drop over and discuss this with her mother. Marlena confronted Talia for lying to her after that. Sadly, Belle will hear what happened and call Sean out for cheating on her. Can Sean and Belle's union last? Will Belle have to consider their past interactions and recall that she has behaved in a similar manner before? According to Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, October 4, Kate Brady is adamant on reaching Rex Brady. Xander Cook and Chloe Lane talk about their connection. Trip Johnson and Rafe Hernandez are about to engage in a life-or-death struggle. Times of Our Lives according to spoilers, Mama is always right, whether Rex wants to admit it or not. Sarah Horton may be deeply in love with Rex, but it is clear that they are not even close to being romantically involved. Sarah even said that she married Rex in order to keep her child out of Xander's reach. However, Sarah is plainly deceiving herself because she displays how conflicted her feelings are for Xander. Xander is angry with Sarah, and right now all he wants is to see his child. Sarah never fully recovered from Xander, and she feels bad for everything she made him go through. Can these things reorient the situation? EJ needs to clean up the massive mess he's made before it comes back to haunt him. EJ used a hit woman who failed to do the job well. EJ needs this woman and Ava Vitali to leave right away since he has already been located by the police. EJ, however, is unaware that his mother is about to knock on his door. Can EJ stop everything in time, or will he be charged with murder? Susan is still alive, therefore Ava didn't actually kill anyone after all. Will EJ murder two innocent ladies and perhaps more as well? Will Ava eventually be exonerated of this murder accusation and released from Bayview so she can resume her life? Will Harris Michaels and Ava have a happy future together? Rafe and Tripp ended up at Edmund Crumb's place according to a clue he received. Harris, Ava, and Susan Banks are already restrained by Edmund. Edmund won't allow Susan to be taken away from him ever again. However, Tripp and Rafe are being held at gunpoint, and Harris is fighting to release them. As Harris struggles to get the women out of Crump's apartment safely, will Rafe and Tripp ultimately require saving? In 2008, Galen Gering debuted on Days as FBI agent Rafe Hernandez, a guy committed to helping and safeguarding the local populace. He spent 6 months in 2011 as Arnold Feniger, a low-level criminal recruited by the Demeras to infiltrate the cop's life, and who underwent plastic surgery to make him seem like Rafe. In her time at Days, Eileen Davidson addressed 4 different personas. In 1993, she debuted as the cunning Kristen Demera. A few years later, she was playing the eccentric Susan Banks, one of 4 siblings, along with sister Mary Mora, Penelope Kent, and Thomas Banks. Stacey Hyduck joined the multi-character trend when she took over as the new Kristen in 2018. She soon began portraying Susan Banks as well, and in 2023 she even wrestled sister Mary Mora. Since her debut as Dr. Marlena Evans in 1976, Deidre Hall has portrayed Salem's most dependable psychiatrist in the role. In 2004, she assumed the part of Marlena's doppelganger, Hattie Adams, a shifty, gum-smacking broad created by her real-life sister, Andrea Hall. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.